There's a crucial element to brand identity that's often ignored by newcomers stuck with the impression that branding is all about the logo, when really language matters too. And here's why. Hey guys, welcome to Creative, where we help athletes, sports marketers, and athletic business owners learn how to build those lasting legacies beyond the game. Every Tuesdays and Thursdays, we talk about solutions that can truly change the business of sports. Today, we'll be discussing what brand messaging is and the crucial role it plays in your overall brand's identity. We'd love for you to tackle that subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss out on anything in the future. Here's a universal truth that some people like to ignore. Language matters as much as visuals do. Without the right messaging, it's difficult to evoke the right emotions out of your fan base. After all, shapes and colors can only do so much for your brand, right? That's why, in spite of the common misconception that a brand's identity is just about visuals, brand messages actually play a crucial role in its success as well. But before we explore brand messaging as part of your overall brand's identity, let's discuss really what messaging for your brand really is. By definition, brand messaging refers to the tone of voice and the main messages that your brand communicates with its audience. These messages are developed to help you build your brand's personality and in positioning your brand in the minds of your target fan base. In a nutshell, your brand's message is the main idea that you want to share with your fan base through verbal and non-verbal communication cues. This means that this message is meant to be integrated into your visuals, including your logos, your brand language, and other similar collaterals like future marketing materials. And no, your brand's message is not your tagline. Brand messaging is meant to consistently emphasize your brand's promise to its fans and the overall identity that you have. So what is the role that brand messaging takes to your identity? A lot of people mistake brand identity to be purely about the visuals of the brand, the logos, the color schemes, and other imagery that showcases your brand's overall identity. When the fact of the matter is, the way you communicate with your fan base and the tone of voice that you use is what truly shapes the mind and perception of users. If you want your brand to be successful, you need to communicate with your fans every time that you interact with them. Regardless of what platform they may be in, your brand has the opportunity to change the way sports fans perceive your overall brand. Keep in mind, branding is all about shaping people's perception of you with their values. Shapes and colors are not enough by themselves to truly change the way fans see you. But thankfully, brand messaging reinforces the ideas your brand is trying to communicate visually by arranging them into coherent messages. Now that we have an idea of how important messaging is to your brand identity, let's talk about the secrets of great brand messages. So what is the secret sauce? What is the secret to, compelling brand messages? It's hard to develop a compelling message when you barely know the fundamental elements of your brand messages. Before we jump into the crucial process of developing compelling brand messages, it's crucial that we first discuss the framework of brand messaging. The two crucial ingredients to your brand messages. Generally speaking, brand messages are composed of two major ingredients called angles and frameworks. Key angles are the different perspectives in which your messages will be viewed. And commonly, there are only three angles used when developing brand messages: the customer angle, the internal angle, and your competitives angle. The customer angle is how you think your sports fans would view your brand's message. The internal angle is how your brand views itself, what it hopes to achieve as a company. And lastly, the competitive angle is all about how your market will look at your brand. These are the commonly used angles when developing a brand message. It helps companies gain a better understanding of how the minds of their sports fans and the generic public work. Angles matter because you want your message to appeal to your target audiences. And the only way you can figure out how to appeal to them is by putting yourself into their shoes. These three perspectives will help you come up with the appropriate messages for each segment you want to reach. Let's dive into frameworks. The other category of ingredients crucial to building a compelling message is the framework. Frameworks are meant to be the foundation of your entire brand messaging. It's a structured representation of your brand's unique qualities and often include your brand's promise, the positioning statement, and target audience. Similar to angles, frameworks help brands piece their brand messages together by taking into account the brand's promise, its positioning statement, as well as the audience they're trying to target. They make sure that their brand message includes all the important things that you'd want to communicate to your fan base. When companies create brand messages without any framework or angles, fans are left confused when receiving these messages. They either don't know what to feel about it or if the message is actually meant for them. And when fans start to get confused by a brand's intentions, trusting them becomes a difficult task. So whenever we work with businesses or athletes during the brand building process, we make sure that they go through the brand discovery phase to establish some of the important frameworks that they need. So to start, you want to start with that framework. The first thing we ask our clients to focus on when developing their brand messaging is its actual framework. This means that a large chunk of this phase will be spent on getting to know your target fan base. Using Google Analytics and other CRM systems being used by clients, we'll figure out the demographic and the psychographic data of said fan base. Once we gather all of the information and data we need from their fan base, we'll start piecing them together to build their fan profiles. And don't worry, you are definitely a part of this fan development process because it is meant to give athletes an accurate look at who their fans are for the future. The profile often includes the key demographic, psychographic data, as well as other crucial information such as the challenges they face and their interests. A simple message can be a great one if those who receive it think it is. That's why before you start drafting anything, you need to spend an ample amount of time getting to know your target fan base. Now, depending on your target segment, you may have to create multiple audience profiles that each represent a certain group or age range of your fan base. Working on your framework is only the first step to developing a messaging strategy for your brand. Check out the rest of the 4 steps of our brand messaging process in our next video and last video of the messaging series. And if you want to get more tips on how you can elevate your branding, make sure to check out the rest of our videos on branding. Again, we hope you guys loved today's video, and if you want to learn more about the great solutions that can truly change the game, don't forget to tackle that subscribe button and that notification bell. It really helps out the channel. Now, this is Zach with Creatitive, where business is our sport.